Welcome to Box Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie The Endless, released in the year 2017. The movie starts and we see brothers Justin and Aaron Smith receive a video cassette in the mail made by Camp Arcadia, a group they belong to as young children. Justin and Aaron's recollection of events differ. Justin says the group was a UFO death cult, but Aaron recalls them as a harmless and friendly commune. Justin is the one who pulled himself and his brother out of this group 10 long years ago. Aaron, however, goes on to say that he remembers that place in a different way. He has fond memories of good food and good support there. Aaron goes on to say that their current life is really crappy, adding that the life they used to have at the camp was way better than what they currently have. Justin is then shown sitting with his psychiatrist. He goes on to tell him that he does not feel good about having pulled his brother out of the camp where he used to be happy. He also says that he's happy to learn that the people at the cult are still alive. We then see Aaron having his therapy session. He goes on to say that he's getting sick of his brother's controlling attitudes. Justin, however, goes on to say that he would always choose a free life over the life he had at the camp. Aaron then goes on to tell Justin that he needs to get out of his shell. Justin finally agrees to go back to the camp, but just for one day. When they hit the road the next day to the camp, Justin again goes on to talk about a few things that made them look like cults, but Aaron says he does not remember any such thing. Justin keeps bitching about the camp, and Aaron finally goes on to ask him if he hates the camp so much, why on earth did he agree to go there then? As they talk, they reach fields where their mother was buried. As Aaron looks on, the opposite paths look alike, but when he looks at one path again, it looks different. They also find a painting there, which Aaron claims he painted when he was a kid. The two, however, hit the road again and reach the Camp Arcadia. There, they receive a warm welcome by a man named Hal. There, they meet Justin and Anna. There's also a newcomer named Lizzie, who wandered to the camp after leaving a mental facility. They then see another boy named Dave, who says hello to the brother from his room. None of the members seem to have aged in this decade since the brothers left. Justin also goes on to say to Aaron that these people are the same as the time when the brothers left. Aaron goes on to say that they're healthy because this camp provides a healthier lifestyle. Justin lies on a bed, and there he finds a note that tells him to be quiet. Justin then decides to go out. He goes for a jog as he takes a look at the whole camp. He sees some people practicing archery. Hal is shown brewing beer. They also see an angry man with who they cross paths with when they were on the road, but this man still does not notice the brothers. Later at night, all the people from the camp are gathered around the fire. Anna and Lizzie take an interest in Aaron and Justin respectively. Although Aaron welcomes the attention, Justin stays aloof from everyone but his brother. Hal goes on to notice that Justin has not been talking much to anyone, so he welcomes him to his room, where he offers him to show him his hand-brewed beer. When they get to the room, he excitedly shows Justin a physics equation he's been working on. He says that he cannot explain what it represents, as it would be akin to describing an impossible color. As they talk, Hal goes on to tell him that they've forgiven him for talking to the press about this group, adding that he must admit that he's a little shocked to see him there. He asks Justin why has he returned to the camp. Justin tells him about the videotape the brothers received from the camp, but Hal tells him that he does not know about any video. Aaron, on the other hand, seems to be having a good time with Anna, and they make their way to her cabin. She goes on to show him her fashion designing talent, and as they talk, she recalls how Aaron used to be into fishing when they used to live at the camp. Justin, on the other hand, is with Shane, who goes on to show him some magic tricks of his own as he throws a ball in the air, but the ball does not come back. Shane then tells Justin to draw his hand out, and the ball lands in Justin's hand. Hal then goes on to invite everyone to play a traditional game of the camp. They're to play tug of war, but their opponent is going to be someone who's invisible to them. Hal then goes on to throw the rope in the air, and the other end of the rope is grabbed by someone. Justin goes on to say that it must be Dave sitting on a ladder. Hal then tells Aaron to play, and Aaron, of course, loses the game right away. Aaron requests for another try because he's curious as to what on earth is pulling the rope from the other hand. This time, he ties the rope around his waist and tells the opponent to pull. He, however, ends up pulling the rope to himself and wins the game, as everyone cheers his name. They then tell Justin to take part in the game, but he, of course, refuses. After much persuasion from Aaron, he finally goes on to grab the rope, but as he gets ready to pull, the other entity pulls the rope from him and goes on to whip him with a wound on his hand. Dave is shown standing behind them, making it clear that it is not him at the other end of the rope. We then go on to see Justin sitting with Lizzie, who tends to his wound. Hal walks in and goes on to apologize to him for what happened in the game earlier. Justin goes to Aaron, who tells him that he's been having a really good time at the camp, and tells Justin that they should stay another day. Aaron says that they're going to shooting practice the next day, and he wants to take part in it. Justin finally agrees. As the brothers walk by, they see Tim smoking by a locked cabin. When they get to their own cabin, they find yet another note telling them to stay quiet. When they're about to sleep, Justin goes on to mention his relationship to Anna. He says that Anna was watching Aaron with an intent, and she's been doing that even when they were just kids. Aaron says that it seems like there's a connection between him and Anna, but Justin does not like it. When they go shooting practice the next day, Justin goes on to try and shoot too. When he shoots, his bullets weirdly start dropping right where he stands. When he picks up the bullets, he notices that they're bent from the other end. It seems like they hit something really hard. Later on, Justin decides to go jogging by himself, and out there he sees the stranger walking. He tries to say hello to him, but the man just disappears. He, however, leaves his shoe behind, and there's also a drop of blood there. As Justin moves forward, he notices a cabin, but then the whole cabin starts moving out of nowhere. He then sees the sky darkening, but just for a moment, and then there's a gush of hard breeze, before he realizes Justin is surrounded by Polaroids in the sand. He goes on to pick up one of them, and before he's able to look at it, a tree right behind him falls, and Justin freaks out. He gets out of that place right away. We then see an old tent where a tape recorder is playing, and outside the tent there's a clock that moves anti-clockwise, and the second hand keeps moving 3 seconds back at once. Later that night, Lizzie goes on to sing for everyone. As she sings, Justin goes on to notice a note right behind him telling them to be quiet yet again. Justin tells Hal to come outside with him and goes on to tell him the whole story. He goes on to show him the Polaroid, adding that these things used to happen to him when he was a child. He felt like he was chased by a hidden entity, but back then he just thought it was his imagination. But now he has been experiencing it fully, and he wants answers now. None of the members seem to have aged in the decade since the brothers left. Anna and Lizzie take an interest in Aaron and Justin, respectively. Although Aaron welcomes the attention, Justin stays aloof from everyone but his brother. One of the members, Hal, excitedly shows Justin a physics equation he has been working on. He says that he cannot explain what it represents, as it would be akin to describing an impossible color. The singing, on the other hand, continues, and Aaron goes on to sing for everyone. Justin then sees Lizzie painting something on the board. It is a painting of a man shooting while his own house is on fire. He then sees a girl crying alone and goes on to approach her. Anna, on the other hand, is with Aaron and goes on to show him a mirror that reflects a landscape. Finding the right moment, Aaron brings up the videotape that was sent to them, but Anna tells them that she's not the one who sent the videotape. She goes on to say that she would never do it. On top of that, when Justin is involved, she would never send anything. And when Aaron asks what she means by that, she goes on to dodge the question. The scene changes, and we see Justin approaching the girl who's crying alone. Her name is Jennifer, and she goes on to tell him that she's not been able to sleep because all the others have been partying all night. It turns out she's the one who's been sending the stay quiet notes to everyone because she wants to get some sleep. Jennifer goes on to tell Justin that her husband disappeared when she was near this camp, which is why she's been stranded in this place. The girl seems totally broken, as she tells Justin that she misses her son very badly, as he's with her parents, adding that she's been looking for her husband, but the man is nowhere to be found. The next day, both the brothers get on a boat and go fishing. Aaron goes on to say that he's been having a really good time, and despite all the strange things happening at the camp, he still wants to stay there. Justin, however, is still not impressed with the life at the camp, of course, and goes on to tell him about Jennifer, who's miserable because she has to stay at this camp. As the brothers talk, Justin sees the buoy from the photograph. He dives into the water. Aaron is now alone on the boat in the middle of the lake. Aaron keeps waiting for his brother, and when Justin does not get back for a few minutes, Aaron starts getting worried and goes after his brother. Just as Aaron is about to dive into the water, Justin shows up with something in his hand. He right away gets back on the boat, and he seems scared. Aaron asks him what is going on, and he goes on to tell him that there's something in the lake under the water, and it is telling them to go back to the shore. The thing he has found underwater is a toolbox. The brothers right away get to the land and go on to open the toolbox. They find a tape. Freaked out by the strange events and ostentatious clues, Justin insists they leave immediately. Aaron goes on to tell Justin that he's overthinking this, but Justin has made up his mind. He goes on to tell his brother that he's going to leave even if it means leaving Aaron behind. Aaron is sick of his brother for leaving, but he still does not want to stay at the camp without him, so he tells them they will leave after they say goodbye to everyone at the camp. That evening they have dinner, and Lizzie goes on to gift Justin a painting of a beast in the woods. Hal then tells everyone that they've found a tape near the lake, and he wants to play it for everyone. Hal and Justin get into an argument after Hal plays the tape, which is a recording of Justin and Aaron misrepresenting Camp Arcadia to the outsiders. Justin calls Hal a cult leader, and Hal says Justin made up lurid stories to tell the press about Camp Arcadia. Outraged that Justin was misleading him too, Aaron refuses to leave. Justin, however, tries to tell him that he lied to him about all those stories because he knew there was something wrong at the camp. Hal then goes on to tell Justin to leave and make it easy for all the others at the camp. Justin walks away, leaving his brother behind for the first time in his life. Justin's car does not start, and he leaves to find help. As he walks in the dead of the night, he experiences strange stuff. He turns back and sees a snake there, but the snake then disappears. Justin encounters several people stuck in time loops, most of whom repeatedly experience their own violent deaths for the amusement of the entity. They explain that the entity has trapped them, and that he will also become trapped once the third moon rises. Justin finds Aaron, who has come looking for him. Justin explains their danger, but Aaron still wants to stay behind, as he cannot stand returning to his old life. Aaron reasons that experiencing death at the hands of the entity, which is considered a sacred ritual by the cults, would be better than menial jobs and not having friends. When Justin admits he was wrong to force Aaron into this lifestyle, Aaron becomes hopeful that their life can improve and agrees to help. When Aaron is about to go back to the camp, there's a fire in the camp. Aaron realizes something bad is going to happen, and he runs toward Justin. The brothers try to start the car, but it does not work. They then push the car downhill. While working together, the two brothers also reconcile. They promise to work as equals in case they're able to make it through this night. They then get Hope into a car as it speeds downhill, leaving the destruction behind them. The entity destroys the camp, and in the next scene, we see brothers in their car in the daylight. And with that, the movie comes to an end. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.